What's up, guys? TeachMeGrappling. Hope everybody's doing good. Let's see if I can hook this up. All right, this is live. I'm here alone in the gym. We just got this new rash guard. It's got a lizard on it. USA, little PG. Just wanted to say what's up, guys, and talk about a certain subject. Looks like we've got a few people. I might wait just a little bit, see if I can get more people in this room, in this live. We've got one thumbs up. That's pretty good. It's better than none. So, hope everybody's doing good. What's up, Omar? What's up, Blank? Hey, so guys, look, let me, a lot of people aren't going to be able to catch this live. So I guess it doesn't matter too much. There we go. We got 14 in the chat. Say what's up, guys. Hit that like button. Got 5 likes right now. Greetings from Germany. What's up? So again, I'm just here in the gym. 19. We're climbing. Let's get this chat room built before I get going. Guys, hit that like button. Get this video out there. All right. So, guys, today I was on Facebook, and I'm a part of this this group called Catch Wrestling Fanatics. You know, there's one for BJJ Fanatics, and there's one for Catch Wrestling, I guess, that someone created. So over at the World Championships right now in Serbia, you know, Team USA did great. This little clip came up today, this morning, and he's got a guy in a cow catcher, puts the guy on his back, holds him there, and the guy's tapping out frantically. So let me just see if I can show you this. You guys can always check it out. One more time. Cow catcher. All right. So there it is. You guys saw it. What do you guys think of that? Wrestler taps out. Neck crank maybe. Well, I read the comments of this. Never read the comments. I read the comments, and there was a gentleman that said, "Why the fuck did the referee not step in?" And someone else then replied, "Not a good or knowledgeable ref. He must want him to have a neck injury." So, so I read that, and so I decided to comment. You know, I usually don't. The overwhelming majority of the time, I do not comment. It's same with my YouTube channel, guys. I read your comments. I read all the comments. If someone says something and they're baiting me just to hop in and start arguing, oftentimes I don't say a word, but sometimes, you know, I do. So on this one, I just decided to explain what happened. And so with so many words, I'm not going to read you everything. So I basically said there was no pin until he bridged his shoulders down. I said at high levels, the refs may wait for confirmation. You know, the match can always be challenged afterward through video review. I'm sure that match had a brick thrown afterward, and they did a video review. I don't even have to watch it. I already know they did. And sometimes the decision will be overturned. But people who aren't like into wrestling, they may not understand. And so basically there was a little back and forth between myself and two gentlemen, and the responses are like this. So even if the dude is literally tapping out and giving up, they're still going to keep going. This seems like a stupid rule or just incompetent reffing, who doesn't know enough about combat sports. Okay. Other stuff is like tapping out is the universal sign of surrender. So you can lose a wrestling match by forfeit. It's not common, but the referee should be banned for life. So, again, I tried to explain that, what happened. So I'm going to do that now instead of just reading you my replies on Facebook. But guys, in the sport of wrestling, we have, submissions are not allowed. So right off the bat, you're not allowed to intentionally break your opponent's bones, limbs. You can't do that stuff. So everybody kind of knows that. You cannot choke in wrestling. It's in the rule book. You're not allowed to choke people. Now, you're always going to get to a line, a fine line between what is choking, what isn't. And I'm going to try to give you the unwritten rules of wrestling when it comes to this subject. It's not written. Almost every coach will teach their wrestlers something along the lines of what I'm going to say right now. And so I want to say, if you put somebody on their back and you have a legal hold would be something like, I might have to stop for a second. It looks like I got kids rolling in. I'm gonna close the door. Hold up. What's up, guys? I'm doing a little filming right now, so I'm gonna close the door. Enjoy. All right. So, okay, so back to what I was saying. If you get a guy in a legal hold, the headlock is legal. Let's say you have an arm in, or in this case, there's no lock at all. He just has his opponent's chin. So if you have something like that, it's not illegal. The hold is not illegal, but you're choking someone. This is the unwritten rule. If you're on your back and you really, really want out, all you got to do is put your shoulders down. Just put your shoulders down. That's your way of tapping out. Put your shoulders flat. The referee will slap the mat. He'll get you out of there. You'll lose. You're gonna feel some pain. You're gonna get choked. It's a part of the sport. I mean, we're not playing we're not playing patty cake. And it's one of those things where it's in the rule book. You cannot choke. So, but again, that line of where a guy has a legal hold, a referee can never, you got to understand, if you're a ref, if you stop a match every single time a guy taps out because he's choking, let's say, do you know how many times, like basically front headlocks will be outlawed. The cow catcher that Schultz hit on, I don't know, the other gentleman, just happened. That hold will become illegal. Everything will become illegal. We won't have a sport called wrestling. I mean, it'll be ridiculous. Where the sport is right now, we already freak out on many different things. If a guy's knee is being twisted, if the knee is coming out like this and it's being pulled in this direction, my knee doesn't move like that. Referees will stop the match, for safety. If it's an illegal hold, if he does a guillotine choke, they're going to stop it immediately. there's probably going to be a penalty, especially if it's, well, in America, we penalize it immediately. In freestyle and in international wrestling, they usually just stop it with a warning, unless it was intentional. But you can't just have stop the match every time a guy taps. Now, let me say this, my opinion. If it was children, 100% match should have been stopped. But this is the World Championships. This is a high level. It is the highest level. And so if the way I see it, if you're remember, we're also talking about in a pinning combination. So a guy is being pinned. The fall is imminent. Remember, in freestyle, all it's got to do is you just got to see both shoulders just touch. And once you see that, what the referee is supposed to do, hold his hand up, showing that he sees the fall. He then needs confirmation from one of the two judges, from at least one. Usually, if it's completely flat, it can be seen by everyone. They're both going to throw their hand up, but you need confirmation. You've got the referee on the mat with the whistle. You've got a mat judge on the side. On the other end, you've got the mat chairman. So the mat chairman, he's like the man on the mat. So the referee controls the match, the flow of the match. If the mat judge does not confirm that fall, then the referee will then look towards the mat chairman to see if he sees the fall. You've got to get 2 out of 3. So the chairman's kind of like the decider off of the mat. So sometimes a weird score will happen. Referee on the mat throws up 2. The mat judge will throw up 4. Now we have a disagreement. The mat chairman will then either choose what he thinks it is, either 2 or 4. Okay. So this kind of method of international wrestling, you've got to have what's called confirmation. So now you've got a wrestler with the cow catcher. He's got the chin, puts him on his back. Legal hold, allowed, legal. What happens now? We have a wrestler tapping out at this level, World Championships. If the referee goes, oh my gosh, the guy's tapping, and stops the match and takes away the fall at the World Championships, and the guy's, let's say he's faking it. Think about that for a second. You're Colton Schultz. You put the guy on his back at the World Championships. Let's say it's for the gold medal. Let's say it is. I'm doing it live right now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Can you just give me some time? Thank you.
Let me keep it locked.
Yeah, thank you. Say hello, John.
Hey, what's up?
So you're going for the gold medal, and now you've been stopped because a guy fakes an injury. Think about what this would do to the sport. Like, it really, really would mess it up. And it's already bad. Like, people already do this, but at least they tend to do it in other positions generally. So you got to understand, when this line is there, it's very difficult to run a sport like wrestling and not run it the way that they did. I think what the referee did was fine. I think it was the right way to do it. I'm going to give you my opinion in a second. Right now, I'm still just talking about rules, the flow of the match, the way it should have been called, like the way it was called and all this. And then I'm going to give you my opinion. So these aren't really what I'm telling you right now is just kind of the way it is. And then I'm going to give you my insight on what I think actually was going on. But again, the opponent is tapping. I know it looks horrible, especially if you guys do submissions. Like, if you're from jiu-jitsu, or if you're a catch wrestler and you guys are used to, like, guys in training, like, tapping out, you're supposed to always respect the tap and let it go. But in the sport of wrestling, call it what you want, amateur wrestling, freestyle, Greco-Roman, folk style, whatever, you know, wrestling, this is wrestling. I'm sorry, this is the way it is. And it may seem brutal, it may seem horrible, then call it what you want. Hate it, love it, Some people love it because it's brutal. Some people hate it because it's brutal, whatever. But here's the thing. You can't have people tapping out in a pin and then it gets stopped all the time. Now, in folk style in America, it happens, and they have instituted a rule. Sometimes we call it the scream rule. It's also with blood too. But if a person's being pinned in folk style and they scream because they're in pain, we're also talking about kids. The referee has to stop it. Referee has to stop it. So for safety of the athletes, he stops the match. And then what happens is the top guy gets really upset because he was about to pin that guy, but the kid's screaming because for whatever reason, he can't, his shoulders hurt, whatever it is, neck, can't breathe, whatever it is. Now the top guy gets an extra point. So if he had him on his back, let's say for 5 seconds in folk style, he would be awarded 3 points. Now he's going to get 4 points for that near fall. But that doesn't really make up for the fall. I mean, think about it. One guy is dominating. He's up by 12 points. And then the guy who's losing ends up getting him on his back, almost pinning him. And you will see that guy who's up by 12, who's now going to be, only up by 7, because it's going to be a 5-point move right there, gets control, puts him to his back. This guy now starts freaking out and screaming because he's on his back, because he knows that he can give up that one extra near fall point, and that'll get him out of danger because he doesn't want to get pinned. He wants to keep the victory. Obviously, this is not good character for a wrestler, but it can happen. And let me tell you what happens the majority of the time at high level. Like if it's the state finals, unwritten rules, guys, unwritten. The referees, you know what they're going to do when they see you freaking out like that? They're probably going to ignore it, especially unless he knows you're really hurt. If he doesn't know you're hurt, I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to get down, he's going to look, and then he's going to see your shoulders close. He sees you freaking out. He's going to call that fall. And when he calls the fall, now it's over. And now we'll check on you. And if you really are hurt, then you're really hurt and you got pinned. It's part of the sport. I'm sorry. There's worse things in the world, guys. There is. I know it seems horrible and everyone, referees should be banned for life. Guys, there's worse things in the world than that. Don't get your underwear in a bunch. Now, going back to freestyle, this is the World Championships. These are men. Okay, these are grown men. If a referee can't see that something is illegal, and here's the other point I haven't mentioned yet. He's got to look for confirmation. They can always change the outcome at the end. So, for example, let's say dude's getting choked. Referee can see the fall, raise the hand, get confirmation from either the judge or the chairman, call the fall. A brick now gets thrown, freestyle Greco-Roman. The brick gets thrown by the guy that got pinned, his corner. They throw a brick. It's not a real brick. It's a piece of foam. Sometimes it's a toy, whatever. It's a soft object. Throws it onto the mat, signaling that they would like that challenged. Challenge is requested. They then go back to video review. If they can see that there was something illegal, something like the guy is getting choked, which choking is illegal in wrestling. But again, if they can't see something clearly out of line and it just looks like your oxygen is being deprived a bit, they're not going to call that a choke. I mean, otherwise everything's dangerous. Every part of wrestling is dangerous. Oh my gosh, guy put me in a half Nelson. Hurts. Tap out. Now you can't half Nelson me. It never ends. We end up in an endless just mess. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But let's say they see something. They can then overturn the fall and go back, put seconds back on the clock. If time ran out or whatever it was, 5 seconds, whatever. And then they can continue to wrestle, not in the same position. They don't do that in wrestling, which is unfortunate for the top guys sometimes. But especially if it wasn't on purpose, but that's the sport. It can go back the other way. But a referee's got to wait for confirmation. He's got to make sure that he does this as fair as possible. Now, let me tell you what I really think happened. I don't think, first of all, that guy was afraid of being pinned. This is now my personal opinion, and I did say this on the Facebook post. The guy being pinned, let me explain. Cow catcher, okay? You get the chin. You have an underhook. You punch it across. Now, once he put him on his back, or he turns him halfway, you are instructed by a good coach, do not try to put their shoulders to the mat. I know this is going to sound nuts, but this is the predominant way we teach it, okay? We don't want to pin his shoulders to the mat. What we want to do is we want to pull that chin and pull that head all the way up, okay? So that his head is like this, because we want to limit that oxygen flow. You can call it choke, whatever. It's a legal hold. Yes, we're going to try to make it painful and oxygen limiting. When we do that, we're holding your head up and we're putting all of our body weight into you. And we're placing our leg at what I call 12 o'clock, the 12 o'clock leg. Okay. Shout out to Wade Showers. Now, when you hold that position, the guy can't breathe. And he wants to get out. When he starts to bridge, he won't be able to bridge on his head, which is how he keeps his shoulders up off the mat in a high bridge, because you're pulling the chin like this. When the guy finally presses your shoulders down, you will attempt to bridge. And as you bridge, your head won't go up or up this way to the mat. Your head's pulled like this. You'll bridge on your shoulder blades and we will get the stick. That's the fall. A fall is a pin for you guys that don't understand. So when you get, that's how we get the pin in a deep half Nelson, or in this case, a cow catcher, which is nothing more than a half Nelson once you put it on the back, put them on their back. So it's a deep half. So here's what really happened. Colton got the better of the guy. Yes, he was choking him. The guy was choking. I do not think he was getting neck cranked. Yes, it probably hurt, but do I think he was breaking his neck? No. I think the tap out was because he was saying, I can't breathe. He couldn't breathe. And he wanted the referee to stop it so he would not be pinned at this tournament, at this world championship. He did not want to be pinned. So if you watch closely, you're going to see the wrestler freaking out with the taps. Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to sound a little mean. Guys, I'm a nice guy, I swear. I really am. But I'm going to sound a little mean right now. A grown-ass heavyweight world championship wrestler. Are you kidding me? He's going to tap out like this? Really? You're that weak? You guys watch MMA. You guys watch jiu-jitsu. What do guys do in chokes? They fight it. They fight the choke. They try to get out. They fight. And then when they can't, they either go unconscious or they tap out. And sometimes they tap like this, like, you know, they don't want to tap, but they're like, and other times it's a little more frantic because they're like, all right, let me go. This is not what happened. This guy was he was just tap dancing on Colton. Guys, he wanted out of the position without getting pinned. He was asking for a favor from the referee. Instead of wrestling his way out, he wanted a favor. That's what that guy wanted. A world championship heavyweight grown-ass man was tapping out like that? Come on. Guys, I'm trying to convince you of my opinion right now. And I know you can agree or disagree. At the end, you guys can comment. Please let me know what you think. But I'm telling you what I saw. The guy wanted a favor from the ref. Why? So this is why. He was curled up. He was sitting. He knew what he was doing. He was trying to avoid being pinned while going, get me out of here, ref. Hoping there'd be a stop to the contest. He could get restarted and he doesn't lose at this high level where the stakes are the highest. But as I said before, if you want out in wrestling, what do? You don't. How do you tap out in wrestling? Roll over to your back, lay your shoulders down. He didn't want to. He easily could have pressed his shoulders into the mat, which is what he eventually did. He could have done that when it first started. If he didn't want to be in there, he could have done that. But he ate the choke for a few seconds to do this, to try to get out. And then when he realized nobody was going to save him, he went, I've got to do it. I can't take it anymore. That was his tap out. His tap out was not with his hand. It was with his shoulders. That was his tap out. It's just the way it is. It's wrestling, guys. Look, I love jiu-jitsu. I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. I love it. I'm also a wrestler, and that's wrestling. That's just the way it is. And if you don't like it, change the rules. And maybe we could talk. Maybe there's probably going to be some discussion on this. I don't even know the end of the match. Maybe it did get overturned. Maybe the brick was thrown. Maybe they reversed it. I don't even know. I'm just judging off of what I saw. But I will say this. After the hold was released, when was the hold released? After he was pinned. I know it took a little time, but that's freestyle. Referee sees the fall, asks for confirmation, slaps the mat. Now, the referee also might have been, I don't know, but the referee might have been looking for confirmation on should we stop it. Remember, the mat judge and the chairman, they also have ways of signaling like, hey, let's stand it back up. Guys, look, or stop halting the match. So if you look at the reaction of the wrestler at the end, he laid on his back and he wasn't unconscious. He was breathing. He was saying, wow, I'm so glad you let me go. And it's the sport. What else can I say? He's going to get pinned. It's over. He wanted out and it didn't go his way. So he finally ends up tapping out with his shoulders. That was the real tap out. Okay. And I do think at that level, there's worse things in the world, guys. There's more horrific acts being committed every single day in the world. I think the referee did his job fairly well. I don't think that the move should be illegal. I don't think the match should have been stopped. I say if you're choking while a guy's got your chin pulling your head up, you always have a choice to bridge your shoulders right into the mat. And if you get pinned, the match will be stopped shortly. You will survive this. I don't have a way to throw up the meme, but from what movie was that? But did you die? I think what was that? The Hangover? Which one was that? But did you die? You guys know in the comment section? Anybody spit that out? He's not dead. He's still alive. He's doing okay. I know it sucks for him, but that's life. That's wrestling. Okay. So guys, look, I'm going to read some comments real quick. I got to go train some wrestlers. We're going to be working today on some high crotches. Maybe we'll do a little cow catcher. I don't know, maybe. But I gotta go coach some kids right now. So let me read some quick comments. Let me see what you guys have to say. Okay. Neck crank maybe. Seems wild. Do you think it's bad the other wrestler to not have stopped after the guy was tapping? No. Colton's job, he knew what was going on. He's like, dude, just lay your shoulders down and we can get out of here. He kept his chin up because he knew the bridge was coming. Guys, if you run your chest down too quick, that other guy could bridge really hard, and it's possible you could lose the hold. So you pull the head up. Okay, I'll say it. You legally choke the guy. I know choking's illegal, but you legally limit his oxygen until he bridges his shoulders into the mat. It's normal. The wrestler in the video couldn't put his shoulders down. The wrestler on top was keeping him on his side. Wrestlers should always have the option to forfeit by tapping. The refs can't possibly see every imminent injury. I agree with you. But on the, they can't possibly see it. Now, should we have a forfeit option in wrestling like tapping out? Now, the catch wrestler is going to say, yes, because they want it to go back to the old days of catch, as catch can. But no, guys, no, you can't do that. Otherwise, guys, think about it. It actually increases injuries in wrestling. If you have a tap out rule in wrestling, you're going to have wrestlers try to hurt people all the time to get a guy to tap. You know, it's actually going to turn it more towards kind of jujitsu. It's just, some people say, no, it's catch can. We love it. But no, I love wrestling, guys. Wrestling is a beautiful sport. The art of the pin. You don't need submissions in it. I think it's, look, you want to do submissions, go do jiu-jitsu. That's your submission sport. Go do catch wrestling tournaments then, if you really want that. Anyway, what else? He also said the wrestler on top was keeping him on his side. He was not letting him pin his shoulders. Nope. He was keeping him up for as long as he could, which was only a couple seconds. But if the other guy wanted to pin himself, he could have bridged. He didn't want to bridge. He didn't want it. He wanted to get out of it with a favor from the ref. And that's last time I'll say it. Okay. Let's see. I get what you're saying about tapping out, but even at the level, they're not going to tap out just because I couldn't tap, just count as a forfeit. Again, guys, you may not understand the sport of wrestling. It just will not work like that. It just cannot work like that. Sorry. So let me see if I don't know if I'm scrolling properly to get down to the bottom. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much. I got to go. Just did about 30 minutes. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for all your support on the channel. Again, I don't do TeachMeGrappling 100% because I make a ton of money at it. I don't make a ton of money at it, but I do it. We do get some ad revenue, and thank you to all the people on Patreon that contribute to help me keep doing this. I do TeachMeGrappling because I love helping people, number one. Number two, I wanted to get everything inside here on video. And, you know, it seems a never-ending task to do that. My brain, I just keep like I'm like, oh yeah, this, that. There's always more stuff. There's always going to be stuff to talk about. You know, there's other YouTube channels with probably a lot more views than I get. But I love the community that I have. I love all your support from everybody that you know helps out, you know, with watching and commenting and, you know, the contributions and everything with Teach Me Grappling. I love it all. But you know, I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm going to keep doing what I love. And if I'm inspired by something, I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to comment on it. I'm going to show it. I'm going to teach it. You know, some people give me advice all the time what I need to do with my channel so I can like make it bigger and like up views and make more money and all this. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, but I just want to do my thing. I just want to do my art. I just want to show my art. That's it. Help you guys, you know? So thank you guys so much. Thank you for all your support. And then what else? Tomorrow, probably do another video. I do them all the time. Love you guys. All right. Like, share, subscribe, please. Comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time with more great stuff.